Hi everyone, happy Sunday. I am back with another little weekly stitchy update on what I've been working on. So I didn't get to make a video last week because I was at the zoo. I had a very fun, busy weekend. I'll try to put a little picture up here, but I did get some good progress in. I did actually have my first FFO, my first ever framing attempt, and then I have a new start, and then I bought 2 new patterns, so let's talk about that. So this is my first ever FFO. It's my first ever framing attempt, and as you can see, it is quite off center. And then it was too bulky for me to put the glass back on and too bulky for me to put the backing on. So I will have to figure out what to do about it, but I'm just happy that it's done, honestly. I did kind of mess up quite a bit on the frame of it too, so that might be the reason why it is so off center, but regardless, I think it's cute. I think I did decent for my first ever framing attempt. But yeah, so she is all done. I believe this one, let me see how long it actually took me to finish this bunny girl. The pattern is by Caterpillar Cuddle, I believe, and I will link it in the description. But this one took me, let's see, I'm opening up markup, markup RXP. So it looks like this one took me about 3 weeks to finish. So I started it on March 1st and I finished it on March 19th. So not too bad, I would say. Let's see. And then it took me 17 hours to finish it, and then it is a total of 2,571 stitches. So that was my first finish of March and my only finish of this month. But yeah, so I think I'm learning a lot on framing options, and I think honestly for future I might just leave that to the professionals because very clearly I'm not very good at it, but we will see. And then for my first start, or my one start of the month, well, second start, because that was my first start, so this is my second start of the month. It is, let's see, Strawberry Farm Cat, and this is what I have done so far. I hope it's in focus. So it is this little picket fence and then the cat there. And then it is going to be, I'll put a picture up of the fully finished pattern here. But this one is a total of 1,850 stitches. And I started working on this one on Wednesday of this week, and we're on Sunday. So I started working on it on Wednesday, and as of now I have 737 stitches, and that is 39.84% of the entire pattern. So I have 1,113 stitches left to do. But I think it's so cute. But I do think after this I will be taking a break from strawberry patterns because this one was also a little strawberry pattern. So I need to find something different. But I am stitching it on 14 count Aida. I found this beautiful, like, I don't know what color this is, like tan beige fabric. It came in a set of 3. I think it came with a brown, like a coffee brown, and then maybe a normal white Aida and this one. But yeah, I think this is also a project that I'm going to be taking to work. And then I have been working on it this morning. I've been working on it when I go to bed because it's like a smaller project, easy to carry around. So that's that one. This is about how big it'll be basically, because the whole frame, the whole fence at the bottom is like how wide it will be. But yeah, so that's that one. And then I have also been trying to get some progress in on the Snail's Hollow stitch along. And I think the last time I showed it, I had only had about this bottom row done. I can't remember, but I think I had a very little bit of progress done. But I have been able to get the bottom almost done. I only have to fill in like this little, hope you can see it, this little tiny worm right there. And then there's going to be some mushrooms here on the side. I actually had to frog this nail right here because I was off by one one block, so I frogged it and I redid it. And then I'm working right now on the right side, because I think that I need to double check that actually, but I'm pretty sure that the frame, when the first part gets released on April 4th, it's somewhere down here. So as long as you kind of have this right side done, you should be able to kind of follow along and use that as a counting thing, you know. Let me see my stats for this one. So for the frame, I'm 20.45% complete with it. I have marked 1,324 stitches. I have 5,149 stitches left to do. Obviously, I'm not going to be finishing this one in time for the first part of the actual inside to come out, because that comes out on April 4th. But I think as long as I get a little bit more progress done on this bright side, it should be okay. So that's what I'm going to try to focus on this week. And then I also have been working on my forest monsters. And the forest monsters, what's it called? I haven't been working on it as much as I would hope so, because I have been focusing more on the other two projects. But got a lot of cat hair on it. Let's see. Okay. So I think the last time that I showed it, here's my whole progress for it. But the last time I had showed it, I think I only had about 2 right here done, because I remember mentioning that I finally made it to the edge of the project. So I was able to add in another monster right on there, and then I have moved on to the lower left side. So I'm starting on this monster right here, and yeah, this one's just a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun stitching this one. I just think it's so beautiful, and since, like I've said, it's like such big blocks of the same color, it's just very fun. It goes by very quickly. But for now, since I'm more on a time crunch on the stitch along, I'm going to try to focus a little bit more on that one. But I have a lot of fun stitching this one. And then for the stats for this one, let's see. I think I made some good progress on this one. So I finally have hit 11,000 stitches. So 11,050 stitches is how much I currently have marked. I am 47.28% complete. And then I still have 12,322 stitches left to do. I've been working on it for a total of 78 hours. And then in total, this project is 23,000 stitches. So I think I'm currently on page 5 of the pattern, and there's 12 pages. So we got a little bit more to go, but this one I just have so much fun when I'm stitching this one. And I think I'll probably work on it a little bit more today. But yeah, those are the 3 patterns that I'm actively working on. And then I have been kitting up my next project, which will be my first ever full coverage project, which is LON by Unconventional Cross Stitch. Sorry if I'm looking down so much. I have my iPad here with all of my patterns and everything. So I've been working on kitting that one up. It is 42 pages long, the pattern, and it also contains 104 different colored threads. So I have finally gotten all of my threads ready for it. And I have them all here in this little container, and there's just so much. Oh, I just dropped one or 2. Okay, I have so many freaking threads. I'm obsessed with it. I think that this might have 2 or 3 that are for the strawberry cat, but other than that, they are all for this pattern. And it's just so crazy. It's so crazy to me that I use so many different colors. Oh, my cat is crying. But what's it called? Oh, so I've been kind of considering or thinking about what I'm gonna do for organization with so many different threads, because I haven't really fully figured out what will work for me. I started doing bobbins is how I first started, and then I didn't feel like bobbins fully worked for me, because some projects do need more than one bobbin or more, you know, and I wanted to have somewhere where I can keep both the bobbin and the extra skeins or skeins of thread, whatever that's called. Someone tell me if it's, is it skeins or is it skeins? I don't know. But anyways, so what I did was I got these, I don't know if I've showed this before, but I got this container, and you can, it's stackable, so you can add a bunch more to it. And on this one I have, this is all of the threads that I have that aren't, ooh, almost dropped that aren't in use. And I just got these little bags from Amazon, and then I'll have like the thread, and then if I have it on a bobbin I can add that in there, and any extra pieces, and then they're just named, numbered, I mean. So that's the method that I'm currently using to keep anything that's not in use. And then the ones that are in use, I just have them in my project bag. But I just feel like for a project this big, it's just, I don't think it's really convenient to bobbinate them before I start the project, just because I don't really know how long it's gonna take me, and like I feel like I'll probably end up using the thread on a different project before I even get to it, because I feel like this project could take me years, right? So I just don't think it's like convenient to keep it solely for that project, I guess. And then I see people use like the floss drops or like different floss cards, but I'm not a big fan of pre-cutting my thread, just because sometimes I feel like I don't need to have such big pre-cut lengths of the same color, because then I'm left with a lot of little extra threads, right? So I really want to try to find like a method that works for so many different colors. So I think for now I'm just gonna go ahead and keep it in this little container. Hopefully it doesn't get all tangled up and stuff, and then as I go I will put them in little baggies. And then maybe, because something that I did do for the snail stitch along is that let me see if I can pull up my bag for that one. Let me get it real quick. So for my snail stitch along, at this point I'm just yapping, I'm sorry, but I have this little bag of the threads that are on the current page that I'm working on, and these are the threads that I haven't started yet. If I have started using it, it's on a bobbin. And then all of the ones that I will be using at some point but haven't used yet are all in another project bag, and all of these are actually in their individual little baggie. So I have that, and I'm just wondering, like, this is about maybe like 30 colors, 20 colors or so. So it fits pretty neatly into this bag, but 104 colors, I don't know about that. I don't know how that will really fit in a bag. I feel like maybe it'll fit in like the big bag, but this is supposed to be my bag for like my project, you know? So I don't know. I gotta think about it, how I'm gonna store this. But for now, they will stay in this little bag, in this little container, until I come up with a solution. And then the last thing that I need to be able to start that pattern actually is just the fabric, which I'm going to be stitching on 16 count Aida, and I'm going to try to do it on pre-gridded fabric. So I just need to find where to buy the pre-gridded fabric. So if you have any recs, let me know. And then I did actually this week, I bought 2 patterns, and I'm really conservative with buying patterns, because I don't want to buy up a bunch of patterns that I know that I'm not going to be able to stitch or have the time to stitch. So I'm kind of just planning ahead a little bit. So when I finish Strawberry Cat, I'm going to be hopefully working on this little, let me see what it's called, Cuddly Cryptids. Let me see how to get it to focus. It is so cute. I absolutely love it. I've been having my eye on this one. I think this is actually, now that I think about it, I think this is the pattern that got me into cross stitching, like my own patterns, not a kit, because I saw it on TikTok. Someone was stitching it, and then I found it on Etsy, but I ended up going with another pattern. But I finally bought it because the shop was having a 20% off sale, and it ended yesterday, so I was like, let me just take advantage of that real quick. So I got that one. This one has 23 colors, and it is 7,000 stitches. So I think that this one I will be working on after I finish the strawberry cat one, because it is still a smaller project. It's under 10,000 stitches, so I guess that's smaller than everything else I have going on. But I'll be working on this one next. And then I just really love, I love like all the little cryptids. Like, oh sorry, we have this little Mothman, we have Bigfoot, I think that's a chupacabra. I don't know what that is. I don't know who the frog is either. But we have the Loch Ness Monster. Oh my gosh, I'm just realizing you can't even see what I'm talking about. I'll put a picture up of it. But I just need to find a dyed background, because I do want to do it on like this like mossy green background that they have going on there. So that will be, hello, my cat just arrived. But that's gonna be the next pattern, hopefully, that I work on once I finish the strawberry cat. And then finally, the last pattern that I ended up buying was this, let's see, this butterfly metamorphosis pattern, which you got for free if you donated $5 to Trans Lifeline. So it is a pattern by Bad Stitched, I believe is what it's called. I'll put more info because I don't have it off the top of my head, but they have released a few patterns every year, a pattern every year for Trans Visibility Day or Trans Day of Visibility. And this is actually, I believe this might be last year's pattern. This year's pattern is a phoenix, which is so beautiful, but I really just, I love butterflies, so I ended up going with this one. You can buy either this year's pattern or any of the previous year's patterns, or you can buy a bundle of all of the patterns. And I just think it's like, it's for a great cause. So I was really happy to purchase that. I don't know when I'll be able to start stitching it, just because I don't like having a lot of projects going on at the same time. So we'll see when I get the chance to stitch this one. But I was thinking that for like these little, like it has like, ooh, not the pattern. So it has like, I hope you can see, it has like these little like sparkly kind of areas in between the little caterpillar and the butterfly. So I was thinking that for that I want to use like the, is it called like variegated floss? I want to find one. I think that would be really cool to do for that little section. So that is my plan for once I do get to this pattern. And then I think that is all for all the updates I have, really. So that's what I've been working on. I have, so basically one finish, one new start, 3 current whips, and then three future plans. And then I did want to talk about what I've been listening to while I have been stitching. So I was able to finish this book called Wolfskin. I can't remember the author's name, but I will put a picture up. And I listened to that while stitching all of last week, and I really loved it. It is like definitely a very heavy book, but if you're into like very like I guess it's a little romantic-y. It's more, it leans more towards fantasy, but it does have some romance in it. If you're into that, I would definitely recommend it because I just absolutely loved it. I'm gonna be reading the second book next week, so that was what I was listening to while stitching. I did finish that, so now I started reading The Princess Knight, and this one I'm not enjoying as much, but it's definitely a nice little palette cleanser because the other book was so heavy. So that is what I have been currently listening to. I will hopefully finish that one soon and get into the second part of Wolfskin. But yeah, that is all of the works that I have been working on, all of the projects that I've been working on. Yeah, if you have any recommendations for what you do with your storage for any big projects, like anything that requires so many different threads, I would love to know because I am in desperate need of some tips. But yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely week. Have fun. Bye.